Hello, Ohio State fans. Before you scroll to the next video, I need you to stop for a second and give me your full attention, because what I'm about to reveal here has not been covered the way you're about to hear it. And look, if you're a football fan, if you follow college football, if you've ever wanted to understand the real stories behind the scenes of college sports, then this video is a must-watch for you. Let me ask you for a quick favor. If you want to discover the exclusive bombshells, the stories nobody tells on mainstream channels, the kind of analysis that only we bring here, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the explosive updates I'm putting out. And turn on the notification bell too, because we dig up information from the bottom of the barrel that the rest of the internet isn't talking about. Now, back to what really matters. What could completely destroy everything you think you know about the upcoming season of the university with the most history, the greatest legacy, and the weight of an entire country watching over its shoulders? Think about it. We're talking about a program that has won championships, produced icons, and carries an enormous weight on its shoulders. And in 2026, something is happening that nobody has been brave enough to analyze from this perspective. There are rumors, there is speculation, there are behind-the-scenes bettors whispering numbers that make your eyes widen. But the secret, the big secret that nobody has clearly revealed yet, is buried in details that almost everyone has overlooked. Nobody expected the situation to be so strategic, so calculated, so loaded with consequences. Have you ever stopped to think about what it means when an entire university breathes football? When every decision, every tactical move, every choice made in building a roster can determine whether you lift a trophy or go down in history as the season that could have been? Because that's exactly the line we're standing on right now, in that red zone where everything can change in the blink of an eye. The numbers are already in the hands of professional bettors, and that's never a coincidence. When insiders start moving the lines, when the odds begin shifting, it's because something has been revealed behind the scenes, something changed, something that promises to shake the entire foundation of what was expected from this season. And here's the point nobody has the courage to address. The schedule is already set, the games are already scheduled, the dates are already marked, but what is going to happen inside each of those stadiums is a slow-motion bomb waiting to explode. The people in charge already know what's coming. The coaching staff knows, the players know, and we, right here, right now, are about to uncover exactly what makes this season so different, so dangerous, and absolutely unmissable. Because once you understand the real structure behind this puzzle, you'll see that nothing is happening by accident, nothing is a coincidence, and everything points toward an outcome that could be historic or devastating. There is no middle ground. There is no neutral zone. It's overwhelming victory or deafening failure. And now, the revelation you've been waiting for. Ohio State football in 2026 has everything it needs to become the most explosive season in years, and the reason is as simple as it is compelling. They have a schedule that is practically a goldmine of opportunities, but it's also a minefield filled with hidden traps. Let me explain why this changes everything. The bombshell nobody is covering with the depth it deserves is this. Ohio State enters 2026 with an almost guaranteed chance to win 9 regular season games, maybe even more. Nobody expected the opportunities to be this visible, this obvious. But here's the shocking part that will keep you awake at night. Within this favorable schedule, there are 3, and I repeat, 3 matchups that could bring everything that's been built crashing down. It starts against Ball State, a victory that is certain as the sunrise. Ohio State is favored by 50.5 points. 50. That's not football, that's execution. It's the team firing up the engine, warming up, showing its power. Ball State is nothing more than a sacrifice. But then comes the first trap, Texas, the number 5 team in the country. And here's the detail nobody is properly accounting for. Ohio State has already beaten Texas twice, once in the 2024 college football playoff semifinal, and again at Texas's own stadium early in 2025. But this time, the game will be in Austin, under the lights, in front of a packed stadium against an experienced Arch Manning. Ohio State is a slight underdog here,
and the 2025 numbers show that Texas has entered a dangerous zone of confidence. This game promises to be epic, a true war. Then comes September, with Kent State traveling to Columbus, and look, this is basically just burning clock, a massacre waiting to happen. Maryland comes next, and here's where we have an interesting detail that nobody is really analyzing. Mike Locksley has a roster featuring stars like quarterback Malik Washington, but he's coming off 2 consecutive 4-8 seasons. Ohio State has already demolished Maryland 4 straight times in humiliating fashion. But wait, because after all of that, at the beginning of October, comes the real silent test. Iowa at Kinnick Stadium, one of the most intimidating venues in college football. Here's the breaking revelation that changes the perspective. Ohio State suffered a historic beating at Iowa in 2017, losing 55-24. They haven't been back there since. And now, in 2026, head coach Ryan Day will travel to Iowa City for the first time during his tenure. Iowa's defense is ranked number 22 in the preseason projections. This isn't just another opponent. This is a specter, a ghost, a scar that needs to be healed. Losing this game would cause an enormous psychological blow. But look at the schedule that comes after that. Halloween, USC comes to Columbus. Lincoln Riley led USC to an offense that averaged 35.8 points per game in 2025. Jaden Mayava is there, but the receivers are gone. Then comes the silent giant, Oregon, ranked number 2 in the preseason, visiting Columbus on November 7th. Oregon is a tactical bomb. Dante Moore at quarterback, elite receivers, devastating running backs, and a defense returning 8 starters. This game could literally be a de facto Big Ten semifinal. And in the middle of all this madness, Indiana, the 2025 national champion, traveling to Bloomington on October 17. They destroyed everyone, won everything, and now they want to prove it wasn't luck. Curt Cignetti has already beaten Ohio State in a major game. This rivalry has become a classic again. The end of the season? Michigan in Columbus, and Ohio State needs to win because they're coming off 2 consecutive home games without a victory against their biggest rival. An 11.5-point spread, but in these games the lines lie. These are emotional battles, not statistical ones. So here's the real mystery that remains unanswered. Can Ohio State navigate all of these icebergs? Can they reach the playoff undefeated or with just 1 loss? And if those losses start piling up, how many losses would put them in the danger zone? What do you think will happen when this inferno of a schedule starts burning? Leave your answer in the comments. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to follow every move, every game, and every bombshell that explodes throughout this season. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the exclusive analysis that only we bring with this level of depth. This is the kind of coverage that makes a difference, the kind that puts you ahead of everyone else. So hit the like button, comment, share, because football is emotion, football is history, and Ohio State in 2026 promises to be epic. Thanks, everyone.